What is up, YouTube, and welcome back to the WildRift video. It's time for a Jayce gameplay with Eclipse and HULLBREAKER. He's playing into Yon, and we see a pretty early hefty trade utilizing the superpower of Jayce during the early game, and he's also running Conqueror. That's a huge amount of AD in the early game that he's just getting, and it makes life so much more difficult for the Yon to play. And you even see him zoning the enemy from the EXP here. So Yone is definitely suffering. Yone is just one more hit and he dies, by the way. Needs to be really careful, the Yone. Because every single time he walks up, now Jayce has to do a little bit of positioning so the wave actually walks in, hits the spell, lets him walk close. This Yone does not know what can happen to him. He might actually live that one because he didn't flash and did another auto. Oh, that's unfortunately a huge blunder. Simply because for the reason that now life is going to be a lot tougher since he didn't get that kill. This would have been a really huge kill, because number one, it would have put the Yone into base, having to walk back from base, and number two, obviously, the extra gold for the Jayce. This extra gold for the Jayce would have allowed him to have boots and not force him to go for this plating. He denies him access to the lane here. Oh my god, the level advantage over this Yone. Yone did never expect this to happen, and just got caught off guard. There's no way. The poor guy just, did not pay attention to the possibility of that happening. And he's gonna approach from the bushes maybe, and then he gives him a little love tap as well. There's a huge level differential here. And Yone jumped in again, and no way, he just jumped close. Tryndamere is level 4, but Tryndamere might win this if he actually chooses to fight. It's pretty sketchy if Tryndamere has full rage, because the damage he does is just insane. Tryndamere doesn't have level 5 yet, he will not hit level 5 from this wave. Uses the Q for the big healing, which we just saw. He will die for this though, right? Because somebody will come from base and kill him. Ooh, the wave just barely walks in, and he gets away with murder. And he goes for the plate as well. And some little love tap for that guy. Does he stay? He stays due to the level advantage. Because the Yone has to respect it still. Because Yone doesn't really have the tools right now to do anything about this. Ooh, if that connected would have been so huge as well. But there's an Aurora. Good damage here by that guy. I don't think he has a chance of living. He stays in melee form just to get the resistances, and he turns it around, but unfortunately it wasn't enough. Like, something that many Jayce players do not know is if you actually stay in hammer form, you have more resistances. That will allow you to potentially live longer when the enemy has certain spells. Just so much nicer for you if you just block the burst damage while being in hammer form, and then when your cooldowns and range form come back up, you just give them a little greeting with your second rotation. Yeah, wave state is still pushing towards the Yone, so Yone will get away. Like, I don't think ooh, the Aurora came here. Aurora needs to be really careful, because now she's in kill range. And she has to just give up everything. It's one of these things, like, if you get too close to a Jayce, especially during this time of the game, just get one-tapped. And this is one of the things that is super, super problematic when facing Jayce. Jason, when behind, doesn't really do much, but Jason, when ahead, is just unbearable. The damage he does and the time he does it in is just too insane. So now we get off our base here. Oh no, we even get the little kerxx. If you're wondering why does he take the kerxx, if you look at Xin Zhao on the other side of the map, there's no way Xin Zhao will be here in time for the near future, so he might as well just take this away, just to efficient and min-max the gold income, while as well denying the possibility of the Tryndamere of getting here. Because if the Trin goes here and takes the kerxx, that's obviously a lot worse. So yeah. Going back to mid, we get the local XP of that cannon. That makes us smile. And another chicken camp for trouble, making sure the GPM is going up, having all the resources we need to carry the game. Something many people will just be like, but why are you taking your jungle CS and farm and everything? Yeah, that's a different story, you know? Like, we are super accelerated, our jungle plays ills out the map constantly, so we might as well take away the smaller camps to deny the enemy's ability to take them away, and we just accelerate ourselves even further. And the enemy is falling for the dragon trap, while Jayce is getting billions on billions on billions for that one. Another camp for the trouble, because he doesn't want to take the inhibitor this early, because it doesn't really benefit them in any way. Or getting this blue buff would be so huge, but having no mana, there's no blue buff here. But having no mana makes it take so much longer. So yeah, we have HULLBREAKER in base. It's time to just put this game on gear 2 and one tap some goblins. Look at the damage he does. The Herald fight, the enemy secures the Herald, but there's a huge wave on the bottom side of the map to just collect. Xin Zhao flashed in, Trinity spins in here as well. Xin Zhao ultimate being popped to avoid the incoming damage from range. Jayce now looking for an angle to get in, but he just can't find it right now. Jumps to Trinity as he ults, but just keeps his range, just not overextending. Conqueror has been fully stacked for 19 days. The damage is insane, but the Lulu Polymorph comes in super annoying. And we see this mid lane tower falling now, and then look at the bot wave. Please get the bot wave. Take this wave and then walk bot lane. Take gazillions of gold and just make sure you get this. Because it's so sad. Like, yes, we get another tower, but this tower just granted us like 100 gold or something. But the primary problem is, if we look at the bot wave would have given us so much more gold. It would have gotten the mid lane tower anyway. But taking away the enemy blue buff is a huge thing for the Jayce. Like, if you take a look at his build, he doesn't really have any mana in this build. So if he spams abilities, his mana pool is going to be exhausted pretty fast, and we still get to pick up a quite sizable amount of gold down here. Not the most, but obviously, if it's free, we take those. Another croc camp for Boris. The sexual tension between him and Rox is worrisome, but Aurora about to say goodbye. Pops the ult, will try to outplay. Leaves the ult to get away, but the Yumper gets close again. The shielding is too powerful. We have 3.2k, 3.3k gold in the bank here. But he's not done yet. He continues pushing another wave, and after this wave, he'll most likely go base or look for the enemy Gromp. Okay, what are we gonna pick up right now? Cyrilda. Even more damage flying in now with the armor pen in his inventory. enemy team just staying so far away from this Jason, but somebody cleared this. We just saw these little minions walk away. Lulu's being still here. He one-shots somebody, he jumps. Okay, Polymorph is out, but Polymorph being out, that is no more counterplay available. Jumps him, kicks him away, hits the combo, and Lulu doesn't even use the ultimate ability, and he just dies. He used the Stridebacker to just get close, to then use the Hammer Form jump to just get the burst damage off, and then just completely nuke this Jonathan into the next game. Again, as I said, an accelerated Jayce is one of the worst things you can face because it just taps you in such unimaginable speeds that you're like, what am I even doing here? What is life even about? Oh, he has to be careful about Tryndamere though, because Tryndamere doesn't, like, he still has the ultimate ability, which will make him unkillable for approximately 5 seconds. And 5 seconds of him being able to deal full DPS is quite an insane thing you have to consider. Enemies backing off here, it's Baron Nashor time. This could be a huge swing in terms of gold for the teams. They can one-shot this. Like, Jason is so fed and the entire team is assembled here. Like, depending on what happens in the next few seconds, it's an easy Nash pickup. The Ghost being nearly killed, jumps in close with the flash, combos here, and gets one done. The acceleration gate is being used, but unfortunately we have a few fumbles happening in this exchange, and therefore it's not as free as it should have been. But honestly speaking, they should have just taken Nashor right now on this play. Like, right after, because Tryndamere even went to the other side of the map, and Nashor dies just way too fast. I think that was, unfortunately, a little bit of a waste. Next dragon coming up. This would mark 1 dragon for each team. Tryndamere falling right before this. This should mark an easy dragon pickup. Does somebody block it? Jason doesn't even want to block this. He just doesn't care. Jumps over the wall here, gets the quick kill. Aurelion Soul coming in. Zillion also being popped just to make sure. And this is a free dragon pickup. It should be a free Baron pickup as well. Like, come on, guys. Pick up Baron after this dragon. Come on. I know you can do it. Aurelion Soul gets some extra stacks on the top wave here, but again, we don't seem to get a Baron now. Zinzao being close here, but again, no Baron. This is very weird. It seems like the game is strangely slowed down. Yeah, I think he's on Scuttle, he's not on Baron itself, right? No, he was. And now we go for Baron when the entire enemy team is up again and has the ability to come in. Yano ulted in the mid lane with E, like he went over the wall and then ulted, and now he will snap back. Yeah, you see. I love the minimap. I love, it's just so broken. Like, seeing things on the minimap if you have super aware is so OP. Aurora will also die here if he's not paying attention. Stridebacker forward, jump on that. Aurora has to pop all that she wants to, flashes. And we barely missed that one. That is so close. Potential blue buff for the trouble as well. His team is a little bit in trouble. He might have to recall or flank from behind, depending on what happens in the next few seconds. He's taking the recall approach, buys another BF sword for his trouble, and now nothing really has happened so far with this Nashor, which is a huge loss in tempo. Again, flashes after the Yone here, goes for the one-shot combo. Lulu trying to run away. Lulu's slow is just a little bit too overbearing, and Jonathan is recalling up there. The Zillion speed boost is really insane. This might be enough to cancel him, but nope, it was not. And Jonathan gets into base. Jonathan has to be really careful. Oh, by the way, I didn't even know that HULLBREAKER could be pre-stacked on minions. The more you know. The more you know. Root happening here. Tower shots flying in left and right. Jonathan ult being popped here, and the Tryndamere is just continuously hammering away at that side lane. Guardian Angel being picked up. Tryndamere has to instant ult, by the way, if Jason jumps him. But again, he has to be careful, because if the Tryndamere pops ult, then life is going to be tough, so we have to keep our third ability just to make sure that we can back off. Super, super important. Looking for an angle here with the flank, Caitlyn recalling, Zil's in the base, and also Xin Zhao recalling. This is really sketchy. He needs to be really careful not to overextend too much because nobody else is in position to do anything. So nothing can be done if this guy gets jumped here. But it seems that he doesn't really mind. He thinks he's strong enough, looks at the tower, watches the tower, gets connected by the Yone in the middle, just die. Like, this is just a huge blunder. Like, a huge, humongous blunder. How he just threw away so many important cooldowns. Like, he lost GA for zero reason for going for this, as well as his team was not in position. So what needed to be done here is, like, if he wants to make this play in a similar fashion, he has to sit in side lane and wait for his teammates to push waves and then be in position. Once they're like far up enough that the enemy has to respond to them because they reach towers, then he can go for more, or he can rotate over to help them and assist teammates. There are multiple options, but you just have to be aware of them. Wave position doesn't look too good yet. Not much can be done with them. But we have an upcoming Baron as well as a Dragon. Yone is pushing the bottom side of the map and will probably trade an inhibitor depending on what happens in the near future for this Dragon. Now the enemy team has to be really much aware, like, can we force Nashor? Do we want to force Nashor? Because it would be very good to get something done. Yone didn't get the tower yet, and if Yone overextends a slightly bit more, he will just die. But Yone is looking for the flank. Look at the minimap. He's being spotted by the enemy team, and this might be a game-changing event that happens soon. Yone not paying attention, getting jumped here. Nobody's there to back him up, flashes away, gets the assistance from the Lulu, gets so much, but he still falls because he didn't pay attention as to how he approached the play. He needed to go very far right, because otherwise he just gets killed. Alternatively, he could have E-freed, he could have E'd over the Baron wall, hit the Baron 2 times with Q, snap back, and then Q over. Or he just walks the entire way right. Flashed onto the Lulu, Aurelion Soul coming in. And Aurora trying to jump left and right, trying to escape, gets exhausted, gets jumped on. Blue buff being taken out just to make sure everybody on the team gets the benefits. Don't forget, after a certain point in time in the game, doing these buffs is really beneficial for you as you share them with everyone. I forgot what time it is now, by the way. Nobody wants to block for the Zillion. It's an actual it's a crime, by the way. It is an absolute crime. The criminals assemble, and now Tryndamere, hammering away at the tower, runs away here, getting jumped, has to pop ult immediately, will try to run, is getting slowed here. Red buff is just a little bit too broken, and bro simply cannot move. This death will now seal the transition to the Elder Dragon, which will obviously, or should obviously, end the game, because having Elder as well as Baron is just too much of a power that you cannot overcome unless somebody is severely running it down. And trust me, I've seen it plenty of times. It is possible, but it shouldn't be possible. Since they're on the way here, they should not be able to get this unless Jhin has a 4th shot. So let's see what happens. Okay, if they secure this. Aurelion Soul, Xin Zhao flashed in here. Lulu's being slowed by the W of Xin Zhao, killed by the Caitlyn ultimate as we see. And now the Jayce is preparing the next wave, coming to just deal with any potential problems. But in the meantime, we have Yone pushing on the bottom side, but he should not be able to do anything about them ending because it's way too late, and with that, we're at the end of this game. I will not look at this game here, because if you want to watch it, take a look at their channel. It is listed in the description below, and if you want to know more about WildRift in general, just press the like button, press the subscribe button, and come back for more content. We'll be streaming on the weekend again, so you'll see some for fun gaming, some exploration, and obviously some climbing. If you like this, come back for more, and we see each other for way more WildRift.